Well, hello, EK Nation. Welcome to a new edition of This Week in Karting. It's episode 86, July 14th, 2025. Starting a new week here. Lots of racing still to come as we get to the second half of the calendar year. As you know, This Week in Karting will bring you all the news that came to the homepage of ekartingnews.com over the last couple of weeks. This edition of the show brought to you by Margay Racing. Check out Margay Racing's Spec Ignite class and their Arrive and Drive packages. Nothing matches the affordability and competitive level of the Ignite program. It's where the best driver wins over the best equipment. Bring your safety gear and Margay will do the rest. This year's Ignite majors include the Quincy Grand Prix, the USAC Karting Elkhart Riverwalk Grand Prix, and the Rock Island Grand Prix on Labor Day weekend. The Midwest-based Ignite Challenge Series will hit 5 different tracks in 2025, and be sure to find a club running an Ignite class in your part of the country this season. For more information, visit ignitekarting.com today. Get off the couch and get into the race seat. So again, David, we talk a lot about the fact that this should just be called This Month in Karting because our last episode was essentially 5 weeks ago, a little over 5 weeks ago, June 3rd. We are going to get better at this, folks. That's the goal, at least my goal. Episode 85 was back on June 3rd. Lots happening since then, David. A lot of it, and we'll start to show off as we often do, hitting some of the news items that come based on actual events that are coming, registration, you name it, opening up, because there's some big races coming here in the second half of the season.
Yeah, it was a busy month of June, 2 events that we were trackside. You were trackside at a bunch of events as well, too. So, just not always capable to get into the recording studio for us. But, July, August, September, we'll definitely hit This Week in Karting a lot more than we did in the first half of 2025. So, with that, the schedule is lightening up some, and the focus is getting on some of the big major events upcoming to the second half of the season.
Yeah, let's start first and foremost. Superkarts USA announcing the opening of registration for Super Nationals 28. That is going to be July the 31st. So the end of this month, they'll open up registration. The event held this year, November 12th to the 16th, back out again at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. David, all the primary categories we've seen over the last number of years still on the docket for this year's Super Nats.
Yeah, it's going to be a repeat of last year in terms of categories. That's kind of the focus. Okay, well, what classes are going to be racing?
Yep.
So all those from last year are going to be returning. So that's the first major news in terms of the Super Nationals. So Masters, you'll get Shifter and you'll get KA Master. So those will be the 2 categories there. You get the 2 junior categories. You get Mini and Micro. Then you get X30 Junior with Pro X30 and Pro Shifter to round it out. So again, same class formats. They're going to do the 44 entry cap on all categories once again, and they'll expand the first few classes to 88. Last year it was KA100 Junior, KA100 Senior, and Pro Shifter that expanded to 88 in 2024. So
I want to see that again, David. I want to see Pro Shifter expand again.
Yeah, we'll see. We're getting a lot of international drivers coming over.
Yeah.
I don't think we quite got to the 88 mark, but it was a big over 60 drivers, if not 70 for Pro Shifter. So it was still good to see sending drivers home on Situation Saturday. That was pretty cool to get back to doing that, because it's been since the first days of the Super Nationals that we saw last chance qualifiers for the headline category.
Big numbers,
so,
indeed.
Yeah, I would expect K Junior, K Senior to be among the larger categories. Again, we've seen that all season long. You got to factor Mini and Micro are going to sell out. And with the schedule, they're probably not going to expand. So I think that's the Superkarts USA. Hey, be ready to register on July 31st. Get your entry in. Don't be waiting. Get it in, because once the cap hits, it's done.
And how many times do we hear that? Oh man, I didn't get it. Can you call somebody? Like, no, dude. Listen, it's July 31st. Enter on the 31st. Enter on August 1st. Like, just get it done. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself on the outside looking in and begging to get in. Right? It's just not the way to go.
Yeah, August 1st might be too late. So
it might be too. Yeah, you're 100% right. It could be too late. Host Hotel and all the details there will be published soon. So stay tuned. We're in touch with Supercarts USA on that, David. We'll get that information out as soon as we can as well.
Yeah, they're wrapping up some of that information, and then they'll have, of course, they're getting ready for the Summer Nationals here coming up in less than 2 weeks. So once I think that's completed, they'll have all the details regarding the Super Nationals published possibly that week when registration does open on July 31st.
So we'll stick with temp tracks right now because the next registration that is now open as well is for the 30th annual Extreme Rock Island Grand Prix. The Labor Day Classic, August 30 to 31st this year in Rock Island, Illinois. For those of you who know anything about the Rock Island, it'll be the King of the Streets, the King of the Rock 100, and the King of the Rock Briggs 206 categories. David, it's a really great cross-section of all the different categories in the sport. Briggs, 100cc shifter, vintage guys come out and hammer down. The Margay Ignite is part of their Ignite, as we talked about earlier with them presenting this edition of the show, Margay Racing. It's one of their majors, right? This is a major event. You and I went and raced it last year in 3 classes each. There will be a lot of entries for Ignite karters there that weekend.
Yeah, it's their third stop of their Ignite Grand Prix series that they do with Skip Barber. So they've done Quincy Grand Prix. They're going to Elkhart Lake Riverwalk Grand Prix coming up here at the beginning of August. And then we'll wrap things up Labor Day weekend. And yeah, so Ignite going to be a big part of that event at Rock Island, as it has been over since 2015 when it first started going there. But new this year will be the Ignite 100. That's going to be one of the newer categories at the event, the new Ignite 100 package. So it's the same K3 engine or K3 chassis that they run in the Ignite 206 program, just with the VLR spec package that is sealed. So that'll be new. They had, I think, about 12 drivers at 8 drivers at the Quincy Grand Prix in that category. So
it's new. I love it. Get it rolling. Good stuff for sure. And it's kind of the logical move. You want a little more speed and you're running the Ignite categories. The Ignite 100 giving you that as well. It is a bit of a different race, David, for a lot of the nationals where you'll buy tires kind of from the event. That doesn't happen at the Rock Island Grand Prix.
Yeah, they're changing that. They're going back away from having competitors purchase it from the event. So competitors will be able to bring their own tires to the event. So that's one of the changes coming for the 2025 edition. It's also going back to the original racetrack. Last year, as you know, and I know from competing last year, it was moved due to the construction in the downtown region. And the region, the downtown section's getting revitalized. It's they're cleaning it up. They're doing a lot of infrastructure, and that's part of it too. So that's part of why the racetrack wasn't available, because they were redoing a lot of the plumbing and utilities and that go through downtown area. So we're actually going to have probably about almost half the racetrack going to be on new pavement. So that's going to be quite different and interesting. And it looks like it's concrete, actually, Rob. That's
really?
Looking at, I think they said it was at least the right-hander turn 4 and turn 5 were concrete. So you're going to have going from pavement to concrete situations. They're also looking to revise the section in turn 5. So that's going to be quite interesting as well too. So trying to slow up, I think, the pace of the race with a kind of a slower section, because they're kind of landlocked in the way the racetrack is.
Agreed.
When you go back to the original layout. Again, I think we both kind of agree last year's racetrack was probably better.
I loved it. I loved it. Yeah.
At least we felt it was that way.
It was fun.
But yeah, so they're going to try and revise the turn 5 section. But like I said, if you go on some of the social medias, you look up Rock Island, Illinois, you can see some of the construction and new pavement or concrete, I guess, that they've been laying down for the actual roads that go through the downtown district.
So again, some of the big things, Briggs 206 Heavy and Briggs 206 Medium will have feature races on Saturday evening. And again, tell me a little bit about this rolling starts versus F1 standing starts. No Le Mans style this year, Dale? Is that true?
So in their announcement, they stated they're going to not do the Le Mans style starts any longer. So
wow, okay,
it's quite interesting.
that's different.
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of them anymore.
I got hosed last year.
Yeah, it causes more chaos than you need, I think, in my opinion. So rolling starts are a little bit easier, I think, in terms of getting a race underway. Of course, it's not what they've done before in the past, but I think they'll work. And so we've seen it with the 2-cycle categories. They've been doing a lot of rolling starts for those rather than doing the Le Mans styles. So so F1 standing starts for shifter karts, and I believe all the other categories will be rolling starts from now on.
Interesting. Once again, the Rock Island Grand Prix scholarships to the Superkarts USA Super Nationals back up for grabs for King of the Streets, Master Shifter, and King of the Rock 100. And Rock Cup USA, David, also offering up tickets to the Rock Vegas or the Florida Winter Tour to Rock racers who finished first, second, or third in the shifter classes or the 100cc classes as well. So that's kind of a cool little addition as well. We saw one of the drivers last year go from King of the Streets to come to run Super Nats. I love seeing that.
Yeah, again, trying to add to the prize package for the event. Again, that's the best way, is to continue getting support from the industry, and Rock Cup USA is doing that. And of course, the Rock Island Grand Prix scholarships provided by Simpson Motorsports out of St. Louis.
We'll go from the temp circuits to the street circuits now to road racing, obviously a big part of our sport. The 2025 IKF Road Race Grand Nationals will run in an event hosted by Northern California Karters at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They're having their West Coast Kart Grand Prix, the IKF Road Race Grand Nationals, with the Duffys up for grabs, all part of that event, September 12th to the 14th, again at the road course there at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. David, give us some more information. They've got a couple of big things lined up, including a KT100 money race as well.
Yeah, laydown racers should pay attention to this. $10,000 cash purse up for grabs in their KT100S Enduro Challenge event. So very similar to what we saw, like the 50 kart challenge in Daytona. They're trying to do the same thing for the West Coast event here at the IKF Road Race Grand Nationals. So that is something to look at. They're doing a special 80-minute endurance race. So again, when you think road racing, you think endurance racing, and they're going to pull off a special 80-minute race for lay down and sprint racers who want to put their machines and body to the test of going for 80 straight minutes. And then again, 125 Pro Shifter race as well will be a special event that'll be part of this race, including the 20 classes that'll be racing normal event style format, and all winners going up for the IKF Duffy Trophy that you get at the IKF Grand Nationals.
Yeah, lay down, open, superkart, shifter, sprint, tag, 100cc, Briggs 206, all the full IKF and NCK essentially road racing categories up for grabs. 20 classes, David said, will be running for the Duffy Trophy. $10,000 up for grabs in the cash purse for KT100, that Enduro Challenge. Again, that event, the West Coast Kart Grand Prix, put on by Northern California Karters at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on September 12th to the 14th. This brings us to our first break. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more about events. Another series kind of rolling up, a lot of stuff going on, and we'll cap off the next segment with some information from overseas as well. Stay tuned. More to come on this edition of This Week in Karting. For over 90 years, DID has been the leading manufacturer for high-quality on- and off-road chain use. DID has been chosen by the top powersport athletes from all over the world and is continuing to grow every day. From the karting track or your off-road adventures to your long street bike trips, DID has a chain to fit your needs. Their kart chain lineup offers variations of chains from high-performance sealed chains to the industry-leading non-sealed 219 HTZ chain. The DID SDH pin treatment is the unique design that allows for a lighter chain for less rotational mass, while still keeping a high tensile strength for peak performance. If you're in the need for a high-quality chain, DID has a chain for all makes and models. With our cutting-edge chain lineup, take your ride to the next level with DID. Visit DIDchain.com to find a dealer near you. History, success, family. Those are the three words that can describe Comet Kart Sales, one of the longest tenured karting businesses in the United States. The family-owned operation located just outside of Indianapolis has provided karts, parts, and services for thousands of racers in the near 6 decades of business. Their online store features everything you need, continually adding new parts to their product line. From full karting packages, new engines, spare or replacement parts, and safety gear, find it all at CometKartSales.com. Their Comet Racing Engine service has won multiple major events and championships over decades of karting and continues to offer the best trackside service in the industry, specializing in IAME X30, IAME Swift, and other 2-cycle power plants. Make sure to head to CometKartSales.com or call them at 317-462-3413 to be part of the Comet Kart Sales family today.
Welcome to AIM Sports and the groundbreaking Micron 6 karting data logger. Since its inception, AIM Sports has been at the forefront of motorsport technology, revolutionizing how racers gather data. From its early days, AIM has tailored its innovations to provide precise insights, allowing racers to fine-tune their strategies and push their limits. Fast forward to today, and we're excited to celebrate 30 years of Micron by introducing the latest evolution in karting data loggers, the Micron 6. Designed with cutting-edge features, including 25Hz GPS with mil-spec precision, a 6-axis inertial platform, shift lights and alarms, temperature inputs, and a host of wired and wireless expansions. With 2 CAN buses, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi, it's perfect for karting enthusiasts looking to enhance their game on the track. With its advanced suite of sensors, high-speed data acquisition, and easy-to-use interface, the Micron 6 delivers unparalleled performance on track. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this powerful tool helps you analyze every turn, every lap, even every heartbeat. Imagine a tool that not only records your lap times, but also analyzes parameters like speed, tire temperature, driver inputs, and engine performance. With the Micron 6, you'll gain insights that can shave seconds off your times and elevate your skills behind the wheel. Don't just drive, be data-driven. Join the AIM Sports community today and equip yourself with the Micron 6 to take your karting experience to the next level. Visit aimsports.com to learn more. AIM Sports, 30 years of Micron.
Welcome back to episode number 86 of This Week in Karting, brought to you by Margay Racing. My name is Rob Howden, joined by David Cole, as we're back at it here with another one of the shows, grabbing all the news that made its way to the homepage on ekartingnews.com over the last couple of weeks. David, we had a really good interview earlier in the year with Race Liberante, and again, talking all about the launch of Fat Karting, the Fat Karting League here in the Midwest. But news coming that, of course, off the success of the initial program that Race launched there at Newcastle and surrounding tracks, they're also launching essentially one of their hubs in Southern California as well. So the second region in the USA for the Fat Karting League.
Yeah, exciting news for them to be their second region in the U.S. and third overall, the UK-based operation, focusing on getting drivers in the seats of karts for sure. Geared towards drivers ages 5 through 17. Again, people who have no experience in karting whatsoever to those who have time in the sport. All different type of experience levels are welcome to this program, where it's essentially ride and drive in their electric karts that they do manufacture themselves and maintain themselves. Race Liberante has been the key figure point here in the United States. I believe he'll be part of this program here in the West Coast, along with, I believe, Mike Smith as well. So familiar faces for those who are in the industry. Driver assessments. This is where they bring everybody in. You get your sample into what the program is actually all about. You have opportunity to get in the cart, and they get to understand your level of experience and how quickly you come to terms in terms of racing a kart or driving a kart. They have driver assessment dates on July 19th through the 20th, August 9th through the 10th, and October 4th through the 5th. And those are at the Adams Motorsports Park in Riverside, California. So one of the more historical facilities in the sport of karting for sure.
Yeah, David, that first one's this weekend, just to throw that out there. July 19th to 20th, this coming weekend. So if you're listening to this and want to try out karting, maybe you're an indoor karter or you've been out to a couple fun kart tracks and your kid or your teenager says, hey, I'd like to really give this a try. This is a really cool program. As you said, David, arrive and drive. You show up, helmet, suit, everything there, hop into their electric karts and get a chance to, they called it tryouts before. Now driver assessments, I think, is a better opportunity because it kind of sets up which series you can go into, the regional or pro, which David will get into momentarily. But it's a really cool program. And again, this weekend, the very first one.
Or you continue to do assessments. You know, that's the thing too. Somebody brand new that goes to the July event, they come back to do the August 9th and 10th to learn more and more and kind of get more acclimated to it. So, you know, each day I'm looking at it is, 8 track sessions, which is focused on coaching on and off the racetrack. So again, they're kind of working big picture, but small picture as well, because they'll work with each individual driver to see where they are at for each for their level in terms of driving. So yes, they do a regional championship. That'll be 3 events, all 3 in November. Adams, Willow Springs, and Adams are the 2 racetracks. So they'll do the first Adams on November 9th, Willow Springs November 23rd, and then returning to Adams on November 30th. And the day before those events will be the Pro Championship. So those will be for those drivers who have a lot of experience or are just get right to it and are quick right out of the gate and are able to skip that regional program and go to the Pro Championship. So that'll be 3 rounds on those same weekends as well. So all this, I believe, Pro and regional have the opportunity to go to their World Finals, which again, we're waiting on more information on when and where that will be later at the end of 2025.
Yeah, remember, somebody at the World Finals is going to get a chance to potentially run an F4 car in 2026. So a lot of great stuff happening there.
Exactly. Yes, they a fully funded F4 drive.
Yeah. So if you want more information, fat-kartingleague.com, and there's going to be a calendar. There's segments there on where to buy tickets for the California events, that kind of thing. So that'll get you to that. Coming back to the East Coast, David, big race returned. It used to be called the RoboPong 200. It's now the MG Tires 200, as MG Tires has stepped up on board that endurance event that happens at Newcastle Motorsports Park. The event this year, October 3rd, 4th, 5th. A lot of talk about it in the USF Pro Championships paddock. I know they're chattering about it in the IndyCar paddock as well, because in years past, a lot of the big drivers would come out and run that event. And David, they really sweetened the pot this year, did they not? Last year we had kind of a low-key return, a lot of fun, great racing. Everybody kind of get a feel for it. It's a $100,000 prize package this year with the 200 lapper for KA 100, the Briggs 206 100, $10,000 cash prize there. Mark Dismore is really throwing the money into this one. This is going to be a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, they're all in on this, and that's something Mike Adams was trying to build up last year with the Mark Harrison Memorial 200 they did last year with, I believe it was about 20 teams, Rob, that
I think
did
so.
it last
It was
year.
20. Yeah, I think we ended up with 20.
So again, now building off that momentum, making the transition, because it used to be TAG 125 program engine platform in the old RoboPong 200. They're making the transition to the more grassroots oriented KA 100 senior package for that 200 lap endurance race. And as you said, they're looking at getting a lot of the pro drivers coming to the October event, again, off season, except for, I believe, Petit Le Mans is that weekend. So that they're kind of hurting on getting some of the road racers involved, but still you're going to get your Indy card. You're going to get your Indy Next drivers. You're going to get your USF Pro 2000, USF 2000, and even probably some junior drivers in there. As well
100%.
So a lot of drivers coming back to the sport to come do this 200 lap event. And as you said, Rob, they're adding now to the component of the weekend. They'll do a Briggs 206 100 lap event on Saturday. So that'll be kind of the big show Saturday after MG Tires 200 qualifies, and they'll have this race with, as you said, over $10,000 cash purse with a $5,000 cash prize to the winning team or driver, because again, it could be a solo driver,
single there,
doing the 100 laps.
We haven't said how much it is to win yet. The big one.
I did not write that in there, but I believe it's $25,000 to the winning team. I think it was 10 grand to the winner. I'm looking at the photo. No, I can't. Yep, $10,000 last year was the winning. So more than double the amount to the winning team this year. Again, they're all in on making this event a big one, and one that's going to continue to be annual event like it used to be. Support classes, they're adding KA100 Junior, Briggs 206 Junior, and Mini Swift to the event. They'll be running a qualifying 15-lap pre-final and a 30-lap main event over the 2 days of racing, with over $6,000 cash purse in each category and $2,500 to the winner in each category. Amazing. So again, all in on this event, trying to make it big. Spectators, they want to pack the place with spectators and people coming to watch racing. And again, you add those support classes, you're going to get more than likely all the junior drivers doing both. You're going to get all the mini and micro drivers coming up to do that cadet race, and then the two big long races will be exciting and fun. Pit stop strategy is one of the funnest things to watch and see how guys tackle it. Yeah. That was obviously the big story last year around the 200 lapper. So it's always fun to kind of throw a different element to these teams and competitors who aren't used to doing this all the time.
Yeah, something new, right? Something not new, but something different. I love it. And I think at the end of the season, when it's scheduled, I think you see a lot of guys excited. And listen, it's the week after the Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals as well, David. So there's going to be a lot of the teams that will stay over, like a Brandon Jarsacrack did. Their team, of course, ended up going on with the win with Massimino and Overbeck. But I think you're going to see a lot of teams from CKNA stay to be part of the action here and get at it, because a lot of them have KA100 programs as well. And then, of course, with the Briggs race too. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. And again, that is October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So look for that one for sure. Last but not least in this segment here, David, you broke this. I got the information out for us. The FIA announcing a change in the tire supplier midway through the season of the 2025 FIA Karting Championships for the KZ categories. That's big news coming from overseas.
Yeah, it's essentially been 2 years of this story, because that was last year's situation. Kind of was the first stone in the shoe for FIA in terms of the situation with the KZ categories, bringing on Dunlop. And again, Dunlop used to be a let's see, what's the word I'm looking for?
They were a trademark, a household name karting tire.
Household name tire brand in the sport of karting for sure.
The whole road racing series at WKA.
It was a reputable manufacturer at the time.
I started on Dunlop.
I want to say it had to be at least 10 years that Dunlop has been not manufacturing tires that I am aware of. But anyway, last year Dunlop was awarded the I believe it was a 3-year deal to be the KZ tire platform for the FIA karting program, which brought a lot of question marks because there wasn't enough ample supply back then. You get into 2025, and now the integrity and the makeup of the actual tires themselves became questionable with the performance. Opening round of the European Championships, the lap times are slower than X30 IME packages. So a lot of competitors started to essentially boycott in a way. Teams that were committed stayed true to it and were competing with it. And it continued on. And unfortunately, it just kind of has seen at least in the KZ platform, the headline division where you see all the pro drivers in, we're getting less than 20 drivers. So that's kind of been a question mark there. So now the FIA has reviewed it, and they're bringing on LeConte as the supplier for tires for the KZ categories for the remainder of the 2025 season, and working on a tender process to be back in 2026 So nothing's confirmed yet for 2026, but I got to assume that some deal will get done. So this kind of is big news for us here in the USA, because we do see a lot of the pro shifter drivers we do have here looking at trying to go back to the World Championships in terms of KZ and KZ2. So with a reputable tire that they're used to and are familiar with, I think we might start seeing some more news popping up in terms of drivers going over to either do this year's World Championship or at least start planning for the 2026 World Championships. And I got to assume that GFC Karting, who now has their chassis homologated as of the beginning of 2025, could be one of those that starts looking at 2026 as kind of making an attack, or at least working and supporting some drivers that may go race and try and compete at the World Championship level.
Yeah, that would be exciting for sure. But again, that was a big announcement that came out of the FIA regarding their tire supplier, LeConte, now taking over for the remainder of the 2025 season. All right, folks, back to the break. When we get back, we're going to dial in some of the editorial that we've had on EKN. A lot of stuff we've been pushing out over the last couple of weeks. That'll be up after this break. What brand is known around the world for its innovation and success? It is Sodi Kart. The Sodi brand returned in full force during the 2023 season thanks to the new exclusive importer, the Karting Distribution, led by industry veteran Terry Germanovich. The French manufacturer Sodi Kart is a leader within the karting industry, offering a wide range of products and services. The Sodi Racing chassis line offers product in classes from mini karts to KZ, all based on years of development and championship seasons around the world. Sodi Racing USA has expanded its dealer network over the last year, bringing the Sodi brand to several local clubs and regional programs. The Sodi Racing USA by PK Sports is the official race team, producing many victories in different levels across the board. And the new Pro Race Academy is designed to cater to the next generation of motor racing, helping boys and girls aiming to make their mark. Visit Sodi-Racing-USA.com to learn more about Sodi Kart chassis or call 954-634-5111 to become part of the Sodi Racing USA network today. Sodi Kart, the world leader in the karting industry. Ready to step up your game? Joining the Rawlison Performance Group is the obvious choice to take your racing to the next level. Industry-leading driver development is provided by our staff of multi-time national champions, Super Nationals winners, and Team USA members. And at the same time, RPG continues to be a national-level powerhouse race team. Our goal is to help you raise your game and win races. We work with all age groups and are focused on developing those cadet and junior drivers who are ready to take the next step in their racing program. Rawlison Performance Group has set a new standard with our in-house engine program, AVP Engines, headed by Alex Vincent. AVP has become the benchmark in IAME competition. We have the largest OTK inventory that follows our race team, providing trackside parts at all the major events in North America. RPG also offers multilingual support with French, Spanish, and Portuguese-speaking staff. If you want to fight for championships or want to improve your skills and your chances to win, the answer is to call RPG at 503-260-4514. The Rawlison Performance Group. We race to win. Parolin is among the winningest brands in the USA and around the world. The Parolin Le Mans full-size chassis for junior and senior classes and the Parolin Opportunity model for cadet divisions have earned success weekend after weekend at all the major championships and events in both the USA and throughout Europe. The Parolin chassis lineup also includes the Invader shifter, along with the Daytona 4-cycle chassis and the Delfino Kid Kart. Karters can head to the ParolinUSA.com website where the entire chassis line and parts are available to you, with shipping available all across North America. Parolin USA partners with several companies and race teams across the country to provide a strong dealer network to represent the brand locally and at the national level to support drivers throughout North America. Get on the chassis that's winning. Drive a Parolin. Welcome back to episode 86 of This Week in Karting. My name is Rob Howden, joined by David Cole here on the EKN Radio Network. It is July 14th, 2025. We're going to dive into some of the editorial that we've had on the website here over the last couple of weeks, beginning with the driver of the month for May. Of course, this came out in June. Travis Pettit, David, a fantastic month of May, grabbing that driver of the month honor.
Yeah, good performance at the Spring Nationals in Ohio. Got him that honor for the month of May. We're working on our June article right now, so hope to have that published this week on the website. We were at trackside for, as I talk about, a busy month of June. We were at Challenge of the Americas, their season finale, Father's Day weekend at the Burt Brothers Motor Park in Grantsville, Utah. So the first visit to that facility for the series, and wrapped up this year's championship with rounds 7 and 8 in Utah.
Yeah, again, all these articles we're talking about now available here on the EK on EK. Just head on over and check them out on the website. Dave, you did a little product spotlight as well. One of our longtime partners, Precision Karting Technologies. They've been really providing a lot of fantastic components over the years. PKT does, and you did a product spotlight on their new Kid Kart motor mount.
Yeah, as we're seeing, the Kid Kart package is moving over to the Briggs & Stratton power plant, and they have one specially designed for the Burrell Art line of chassis. So make sure you head over to PKT and see what they have available for that, and check out the article on EKN. We are working on, speaking of international, we're working with Gage Korn, doing the FIA Karting Academy Trophy program in the junior category. We got his first weekend there as part of the program, his viewpoint from the event in Valencia, Spain. So make sure you check that out as well too.
We talked already about the fact that we were talking about Rock Island and talking about Quincy and their events. And again, they are, as I said before, the presenting sponsor of this edition of This Weekend Karting, Margay Racing. David, you finally were able to get in there and dig deep into this Ignite 100 program. You gave a little bit of information earlier in the show, but it really is the next evolution for Margay Racing and their whole Ignite, 4-cycle based Briggs program. And that was to give their racers in the Ignite program who want to go a bit faster something where they can stay in the family, stay in the same product line with that new Ignite 100 package.
Yeah, exactly. Go from 4-cycle racing to 2-cycle racing. And it's an easier transition. Change the engine, keep the same cart, and you're good to go. So make sure you check that out to learn more about the Ignite 100 program. And hopefully we'll be able to get in one of these days, because we definitely got to sample that and get the experience.
I also penned an article on one of my columns essentially on how to secure sponsorship for your young karting driver, essentially what it was, the one I kind of put together. And the concept was, I've been talking to a lot of different parents, both in karting and when I'm at the USF Pro Championships. And it does cost a lot of money to go racing. And there are people that believe you can get sponsorship in karting. There are people that believe you can't. It's easy. It can be done. Like I said in one of my posts on social media, I paid for half of my initial years of karting with little small sponsors I was able to get from local restaurants, that kind of a thing. So really the column that I wrote just kind of talks more about the fact, the overall theme is that you got to start early. Start learning about it, just like you want to learn about racing. If you're trying to find money to go car racing down the line, just as you're learning about racecraft, you got to learn about marketing. You got to learn about sponsorship packages, sponsorship decks, how to sell, how to support sponsors. That was just kind of for me. I usually write one every 4 or 5 years, knowing we get a lot of turnover in the sport. And this one was kind of, again, just focused on the fact that you got to get started early on it. First and foremost. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly, Rob. That's, just like being behind the wheel, you got to learn, you got to get a starting ground. And that's essentially where karting is a great opportunity to learn the do's and don'ts in terms of gathering sponsorship. So rather than trying to wait to get there, start doing it now and get, again, a little bit here and there is going to help you in the long term.
Yeah, David, you and I were trackside. Let's go to another trackside deal that's on the website as well. You and I were out there at the Challenge of the Americas event in Utah, but you went solo to the event at the Wisconsin Grand Prix at the Briggs & Stratton Motorplex at Road America. A fantastic weekend for you guys up at one of the really great tracks in North America.
Yeah, make sure you check out all the coverage from that weekend. We also got a race report from the 2025 Quincy Grand Prix, where Riley Scott was able to claim 4 victories. So that was a big weekend for him. I also wrote recently, just after the 4th of July weekend, the 2025 Karting All-Star team, something I like to kind of put together midway through the season to kind of highlight some of the drivers who you might put on like a Team USA or your all-star roster who you're going to go into, some maybe a, Team USA versus the world or something like that kind of thing.
And you like teaming it up when all the other sports are hitting their all-star breaks, right?
Yeah. Well, especially baseball, because that's where we're at right now in terms of sports. That's the only sport really going on right now. So yeah, again, it's the midway point of the 2025 season once we got through the month of June. So it's good to see kind of the drivers who are kind of standing out thus far in 2025.
I'm getting back at it with my Fast 5 interviews as well. And the whole concept with Fast 5 was just to ask 5 quick questions. It's an easy read, but to try to get some information, some cool information for those of you in the sport with some of the players. My most recent one was with Chris Kardashian, the promoter of the Route 66 Sprint Series. I'm working on one right now that'll come out this week. Speaking of the Quincy Grand Prix, I'm chatting with Jeff Scott, the promoter of Quincy. So that's something that will be coming out later on this week as well. But I had a really good chat with Chris Kardashian talking about his series, the focus on, family fun and having really clean, respectful racing. Chris has some really focused ideas of how he wants the sport to be and how he wants his series to be. And he's really leading into that. And David, you and I have talked to Chris quite a bit. The stuff they're doing with Route 66 is really special, I think. And a lot of the feedback I'm getting even from families that go there, they're just loving the atmosphere and kind of culture's top down. I say this all the time. And the way Chris wants his series to be, I think a lot of families are loving the product when they go to his events.
Yeah, it's getting that, again, transition from club to regional program racing. But also, again, racing is about having fun and having a good time and making memories. So that's their focus at the Route 66. It's not about, making the next superstars. It's about having fun and making it welcoming to everyone. Again, if you want to become the next F1 driver, or if you just want a place to go race, that's what the Route 66 Sprint Series is kind of offering for you.
Yeah, 100%. And they're racing this weekend coming up at Norway as well. I'm looking forward to that. That should be a really good event at what is a fantastic racetrack as well. David, you knocked out a race report for the most recent CKNA Summer Nationals as well. We know how big these events are for CKNA. Their Winter Nationals, Spring Nationals, Summer Nationals, all leading to the Grand Nationals this coming late September. Really looking forward to that. But yeah, they had a good turnout for the Summer Nats, and you filed a report for that.
Yep. Race report from Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. First time the event has been held there in its 2-year history after going to the Pittsburgh International Race Complex last year. Make sure you go check that out. And of course, finally, the last bit of editorial since our last show, driver rankings. We just released the rankings on Thursday and Friday. Shifter featuring Billy Musgrave, now the new number one the Shifter driver rankings, ahead of former number one Mateus Morgado, with Kyle Wick still in third, and then the same top three with Norberg, Garrison, and Ingrata sitting 1, 2, 3 in the tag driver rankings. So not much changing there, with Norberg obviously clinching a fourth United States Pro Kart Series title already, and on verge of earning his 7th Superkarts Pro Tour, depending on what happens at this year's Summer Nationals. Still a lot of racing left in that championship.
Amazing.
For sure.
Amazing. Yeah, for sure. All right. Last break, folks. When we get back, we're going to look at the podcast we've knocked out, talk a little bit about what's coming up and what we've been playing on the ECAN radio network, and then we'll let you know where we're going to be over the next couple of months as we get back to the racetrack. There's a new hot button name in American safety equipment, Stilo USA. Every product with Stilo is focused on safety, comfort, and function. Stilo USA is happy to provide you with the proper safety apparel to keep you protected on the track, and their karting lineup is second to none. New to the product lineup is the Stilo Carbon CMR karting helmet. Designed to revolutionize your karting experience, this carbon fiber crafted helmet is among the lightest on the market, without compromising on safety. The Stilo ST5 KRT karting helmet is manufactured using a lightweight and extremely strong composite material. The KRT provides an excellent fit and comfort level due to its dual-density interior foam lining, and it's equipped with a symmetrical visor that offers excellent vision and an effortless central visor locking system. The Stilo ST5 CMR standard was developed jointly by the FIA Institute and Snell Memorial Foundation to ensure safer and lighter weight helmets for younger karters. Drivers rave about the superior comfort levels, lightweight construction, and the unparalleled field of vision that is perfect for the youth helmet line. Stilo didn't stop with their helmets either. The newly developed Carbon Curva rib protector is unlike any other on the market, with a form-fitting solution to offer superior protection. The Carbon Curva 8870 version is FIA homologated and includes a chest protector. Head to stilohelmets.com to review these products and many more to keep you safe on the track. Stilo. Any competition, one helmet. CRG is one of the most iconic brands in the world of karting with a never-ending focus on winning. Kart CRG USA is the North American distributor for all CRG products. Based outside of Houston, Texas, Kart CRG USA supports CRG dealers across the continent, reaching every corner of North America. The CRG KT5 has been designed specifically for the US market. The KT5 is the perfect fit for X30, KA100, and other tag platforms, featuring the new Aero package and VEN 11B braking system. For cadet drivers, the CRG Black Beer continues to log in victories and championships across the globe, and is utilized in both 2-cycle and 4-cycle competition here in North America. Longtime CRG drivers will be happy to know the CRG Road Rebel, the standard in quality and performance, continues its excellence for those of the shifter kart ranks. The CRG FS4 chassis is the ideal choice for racers in Briggs & Stratton competition, with numerous podium results across classes at the CKNA divisional and national events. From pure racing to karting entertainment, many tracks, both indoor and outdoor, have made the switch to the CRG Centurion rental kart line. 5 different models for both gas-powered or electric engines can fit any track's needs for a new rental kart fleet. Kart CRG USA has a full inventory of rental karts available for new and existing facilities. For more information on the CRG product line, head to kartcrgusa.com, or to inquire about a North American dealer near you, please email us at sales@kartcrg.com. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry, and with over 30 years of combined karting experience, we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at franklinkart.com, where all of our products are just a mouse click away. We continue to add to our growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, the ceramic product line, Driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, Smoker performance sprockets, OTK products, AIM, MG tires, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. Be sure to stop by the Franklin trailer during the United States Pro Kart Series events as the official trackside vendor. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. Welcome back to episode 86 of This Week in Karting, our final segment here to cap off this edition of the show. Rob Howard alongside David Cole. We've been knocking out a lot of podcasts, as we have said, primarily focused on a lot of our trackside events. But, since the last show, we did that last show on June the 3rd. We did, of course, the Outlap and the Debrief podcast, which are all part of our EK and trackside coverage. We did the Challenge of the Americas, of course, the Outlap and the Debrief there. the preview and the race report. Same went for the USPKS Wisconsin Grand Prix at Road America. We did the outlap and the debrief for that one. But David, you were back at it again, just most recently, uploading another one of your hot seat interviews.
Yeah, I got to sit down with Josh Conker of Maranello Kart USA and Carbulos Racing Engines. He was the winner of the Pro Shifter category at the Spring Nationals in Ohio. So got to sit down with him again, trying to get more interviews like that going. Again, time permitted. It's always a challenge. It took us 3 days to get this one done just because of mine and his conflicts in terms of schedule. So again, not always easy to get people to sit down and do interviews, but when we do, it's fun. Great talk with him. I probably could have went on for over 2 hours with him, but
that's awesome.
We kept it underneath an hour. But it was really cool to kind of get his viewpoint, his start in his career, how it is being a Canadian racing here in the U.S., and just kind of his growth in the shifter platform, and really how he's become who he's become behind the wheel as well. So
such a huge win for him, for sure. Remember, all the podcasts are available on EKN on ekartingnews.com, or also you can subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, a lot of the podcast outlets. They're all available there. Please, when you're doing that, feel free
YouTube as well, Rob. We're on YouTube.
Let's talk about that. You've started putting up on YouTube. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, just another way for a podcast to get to people. Again, there's so many different media podcast outlets out there, so we're trying to get them all. But yeah, definitely anywhere you get your podcast, make sure you look up EKN Radio Network.
A lot of the stuff we put up on the EKN Radio Network as well. That is our essentially 24/7 radio channel. We put this episode of This Week in Karting will be up there. David likes to use a lot of the rewinds where he goes and grabs the old play-by-play from events that maybe we're coming to in the future, to kind of go back and look at the history of those events and all the coverage that we had on the EKN Trackside Live programs. We'll throw face-to-faces up there. We've got lots more coming, all finding its way to the EKN Radio Network. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you can do that, and you can download it right to your phone, the mobile app that we have, or ekartingnews.com/radio. What do you got lined up right now, David? Anything that you have on top of your head?
Yeah, we got the Summer Nationals coming up next week, so we're running through all 10 years that we've been going there. So back to 2015 all the way to now. So we're playing those in between the new shows that we're going to be doing. Hopefully we'll get a new Book It podcast here soon. I know you're going to be on the road.
Yeah.
So once you get settled in with that, we'll get some more Book It's up there. And again, I'll probably work up another hot seat coming up after the Summer Nationals. We'll maybe do, I don't know if we'll keep with the driver flow going right now. It just kind of seems to be good right now, getting some of those drivers who we typically don't have in interviews too often. So we'll see kind of how everything is.
I like it.
Once we get through the month of July here.
All right, so let's cap things off. And I said before the break that the events that we be going to, and I will reiterate that it's where David's going to be going, because my schedule over the next essentially month is packed. I'm not going to be able to go to any of these events. My next karting event is actually going to be the CKNA Grand Nationals at the end of September. I actually have 5 weeks off, 5 weekends off, and I'm going to take those 5 weekends to try to reset my life back here at home. It's been a crazy couple of months for me, being on the road so many weekends. But David, you're going to be back at it here in a couple of weeks. You've had a nice little extended break as well. July 25th, 26th, 27th. We've been mentioning it a couple of times in this show already. The SuperKarts USA Pro Tour for 2025 will come to a close. The Summer Nationals at Newcastle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. To find out who's going to walk away as the champions for 2025. Yeah,
I'll be crunching the spreadsheet here pretty soon this week to kind of get an idea before we get into our hot outlap next week of who's where and what can happen in terms of championships.
3 weeks later, you're going to go right back to Newcastle again, David, for the USPKS, the Indiana Grand Prix, going to cap off their championship as well.
Yeah, another one of crunching the Excel spreadsheet, except for the X30 Pro title already wrapped up, but a lot of three different winners in 3 rounds for USPKS. So that's going to make the championship chases insane, I think, over the weekend when we get to Newcastle.
So one more here in what's coming up on EKN, because we're going to go to the end of August. And we talked about it already, the Rock Island Grand Prix, August 30, 31st, Saturday, Sunday event over Labor Day weekend. The question is, David, are you taking just the laptop bag or will you take the helmet bag? I know I'm not there with you this year, so you can't kick my ass in 3 categories. But are you going to take a helmet? You think you're going to run something?
Yeah, it was 3 categories, wasn't it? That's great.
Well, remember, we signed up for one class, and Margay said, "Oh, by the way, you're running in all 3 classes." Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun whooping your ass. I love it. Yeah, it's good times.
I was right with you for the majority of the time, but you broke away on me. I couldn't get off the line very well.
Yeah, that happens. I've heard that about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know yet. We'll see. Again, it's the 30th event. It would be good to get back to the original racetrack. Obviously, they're going to make a little bit of changes to the layout as well. So maybe I'll do one class. I'm not sure what. We'll see.
There you go. Well, then listen, one of the biggest things last year, David, was you didn't wreck like you usually do.
It's been a while since I've wrecked, Rob. Thanks for reminding me. I typically do wreck there.
I think the pressure that you had having me there was good for you. And you didn't shit the bed. You actually did pretty good.
There was no pressure with you. You know what the pressure was trying to get you to stay out late for fun. That was the pressure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're getting old. You can't quite do the 3 a.m. Last call at the bar.
If I'm not mistaken, I bought a round for the bar on Sunday night.
Yes, that's true. You did. Yes, I will. That's true.
What do you call it? The llama.
Steve's old time. Yeah. The llama.
Yeah. The flying llama.
The flying llama.
We were on the ball at Steve's old time tap on Sunday night. No doubt about that. That was a lot of fun. Well, there you go, Dave. That wraps up this edition of This Week in Karting. Let's do it again pretty soon. Start putting those notes down as things get on the website, and we'll knock one of these out in a couple of weeks. I think that's a good idea.
Catch us the first week of August. We'll probably get one going there. And then, like I said, we'll get more hot seats, and we'll probably in September start getting your the bookets.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock a book it out for sure the last week of July. I got one booked in for the last week of July.
Okay. Well,
yeah, that's what I want to do. I think it'll be a good opportunity to do it. It'll be, you guys will be coming off the summer nats. I already have the guy I want to sit down with, and I'm working on some notes for that. I want to have the good questions for another edition of Book It. It's been a while since I've done one, like years. So excited to get back at it. But I do think we need to do another This Week in Karting that week as well.
Yeah, first week of August. Mark it down.
Maybe August 1st. A Friday, August 1st.
Yeah, I don't like doing them Fridays, but we'll see.
Why not? It's This Week in Karting, so everything from this week, they should be Fridays.
Exactly. I don't know. Yeah, but we'll talk about that off air.
All right. Whatever floats your boat, bud. All right. Good stuff, folks. Well, there you go. Wrapping up this edition of This Week in Karting. It was episode 86. We are rolling our way through them. And again, big thank you to Margay Racing for being such a longtime supporter of everything we do at ekartingnews.com. And we'll see whether or not David plops himself into an Ignite cart when he gets to Rock Island on Labor Day weekend. Otherwise, that wraps things up for this edition, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. We'll get to another one here in the next couple of weeks. See if I can't get David to get that one done on August the 1st, even though it's a Friday. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, folks. My name is Rob Howden. Bye.